guys, today we're going to be doing something that has been very highly requested, and I don't really get that many requests. Every time I ask in a video like, do you want to see more looks for this? This is the one that's probably gotten the most, yes, I want to see more looks for this. This is the Moonwell bundle by Devinah. This is the one that Angelica Nyqvist did in collaboration with them. She picked out all of these single shadows and put them into a palette. If you want to see the first video that I did with this, I will link that in a corner. But today we're going to do 2 more looks for this. I'm excited. I just want to get right into this. I've already primed my eyes with my Smashbox lid primer in light, so I'm not going to keep you waiting because I'm excited to dig into this. And for today's look, I think I want to do something definitely focusing on the shade right here because this is so beautiful. Like, I just want that all over my lid, basically. I do want to put something in my crease though, so I think I'm going to use this one right next to it, which is kind of a eggplant shade, and this one is called Tasenda. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just put that all over my lid as well as blend it into my crease. And then I think I want to do something green on my lower lash line, possibly. Haven't quite decided where I'm going with this, but I just know I want this all over my lid, and I want to layer that other shadow on top of this because I just think that that would be absolutely beautiful. So I'm just using a bit of a flat brush here. This is the Sigma E27. And I'm just packing this all over my lid. It doesn't really matter if this isn't perfect because, like I said, I am going to layer that other shadow on top, but I just want to have a base down, and this is actually laying down so nicely. So today has been kind of a weird day. Do you ever like wake up in a great mood and then as the day goes on, you're just kind of like, I don't want to do anything today, and it's just like you had all these plans that you wanted to do. Like, I was going to film a lot earlier, I wanted to do a lot of editing, and then I just kept sitting there like, I just want to be lazy today, you know? I don't know if anybody can relate, but sometimes you just don't want to do the things that you kind of do want to do, like you want to do them, but you don't want to do them, you know? So that's kind of been my day. I keep delaying it. We're actually going to a movie very, very soon, so I need to finish up filming before we go. So I've just been like procrastinating all day, basically just like watching YouTube videos, which, you know, could definitely be more productive. But I feel like every time I'm done with a 10 look video, I'm just like, it's not that I'm not motivated, it's just that I'm a little bit drained because those are a lot of work, and as soon as I'm done, I'm just like kind of relieved, and I just don't want to like do anything for a day or two, you know? So I did put up that video with the Natasha Denona palette a couple of days ago. I want to say it's been like 3 days now or something like that at the time that I'm filming this. I'm really happy with that video, but I wasn't expecting it to do very well, and it's really not doing that good compared to a lot of my other 10 look videos, which, I mean, is totally fine, but what I'm getting at is that I'm just happy to be here filming now because it's something that I've been meaning to do all day, and I haven't, but now I'm here, happy to be here with you guys. I feel like as soon as I turn on the camera, everything's just like good again, you know? You just need to get to the point where you can press play or record, and as soon as that red light starts flashing, it's like I'm just in a good mood again. So clearly I'm still in that matchy mood because this color is perfect with my hair. I can't get over it. So I've been having a little bit of a, not a hair crisis lately, but like I want to change my hair, but I don't know which hair color to do. And the thing is, like, we're going away on vacation in January to Australia, and it's going to be super warm there, and it's going to be in the middle of the summer. So I don't really want to do like something very dark now, even though it's going to be, you know, fall and Christmas here. It's just that I want to be able to switch up my color for when I do go on vacation, to have something a little bit lighter and a little bit more summery, but I just don't know where to go with this. So I'm thinking I want to do maybe like a neon peachy color or something like that. I'm just gonna switch to a bit of a fluffier brush now and blend this out with, but maybe help me out a little bit. Like, it's obviously impossible to go from the color that I have now to like a light green or something. That is just not possible because I'm not gonna be able to get all of this color out of my hair in order to put something else on top. So it needs to be something like sort of in the same color family, but I also don't want to have like, I don't know, light pink or pink hair for Christmas. I don't know, it just seems like weird, you know? And I also don't want to have dark green hair or something now because it's just going to be so hard to transition into anything else for when we are going away. So I'm just kind of stuck. I'm thinking I might just go back to like I said, like a peachy color, but like a neon peach. So still like in the red family, because then I'll have more options and kind of try to fade it out for when I need to get my hair done again. But I don't know. If you have any suggestions, do let me know. I also want to chop up a lot of my hair. I feel like my hair is so long right now, and I don't really mind having it shorter in the winter. I just like having it long in the summer because I always wear my hair up if I'm like out, and I'm outside a lot because I don't have a car, I don't drive, so I walk basically everywhere. So when it's like super hot out, I definitely want to have my hair up so I'm not like sweating everywhere. Alright, so let's go in with the other shade now, which is this kind of more of a topper. So this one is called Paladin. So I'm actually just going to take my finger and pop that right on top. I know I'm not really a finger person, but sometimes you just gotta kind of do what you gotta do, and I'm just gonna pop that right on here because I've found that when you're using toppers, they just perform a little bit better when you do use your finger. And since I'm not really going to be precise with the application and like blending this out, I'm just going to pack this on here. And I am going to take just a little bit of this shimmer on that first brush that I used and just sort of blend this into my crease to make sure that everything is nice and blended. And I almost feel like the brush is applying this color better, so maybe I'll go ahead and put a little bit of this on my brush as well and just spray it and see how intense I am able to get this. Maybe I should have used some glitter glue, or maybe I just don't love topper shades that much. It could also be that, but let's go ahead and give this a quick spritz with some Fix Plus and see how intense I am able to get this. Oh yeah, see, that made such a big difference. Oh my god, I don't know why I even tried to use my finger. That was stupid. I really don't get it. Oh, this works so much better. So I think I'm happy with how this is looking now, and I think for my lower lash line, I'm gonna first go in with a matte, and then I'm gonna go in with a shimmer like closer to my lower lash line here. So I'm first gonna start off by taking the steepest of the green mattes.
Which one is called, wait, is this one called Patina too? I am so confused.
Oh, I thought the first one was called Patina, but that one was Paladin, and the other one is called Patina. I don't know why I thought those were the same name. So I'm just gonna go ahead and really smudge this underneath my eye here. And I think I should have put down some eyeshadow primer because this isn't sticking as well as the other shadows were on my lid here. Which I do find that to be the case with most of the Venus mattes, that they just need to be put down on a tacky base. They can be built up though, but just because they are so dry and kind of powdery, they tend to perform better if you do put down some eyeshadow primer first. But I mean, that did build okay. It just took a little while to get it to the intensity that I wanted it to be. So now that this shadow is down, I'm gonna go in with the shimmer, and I want to use this dark green shimmer here. It's not really dark green, it's just the darkest of the green. This one is called Chimerical. And I'm just going to take that on the same brush that I was just using, but I am going to spray this now because this is a shimmer. And I'm basically just going to put that right above that green that I put down, but just leave a little bit of that matte so that that can be like the transition shade to this. And that is beautiful. I really like that shadow. And then for the inner corner, I feel like it's a pretty obvious choice to go in with this very light kind of greeny duochrome shadow. I mean, that is just stunning. Let me give you a quick swatch. Oh, it's just so pretty. So pretty. So I'm gonna just pop a lot of that right in my inner corner here. And let me know if you picked up this bundle, because I know a lot of you did, and that's probably why a lot of you wanted me to do more looks with this, because you guys love Angelica as much as I do, and so it only makes sense that a lot of you ended up buying this. And then for my waterline, I'm going to use, wow, my scarf is just like falling off. I don't know how that even happened. Let me put this back on. But yeah, I'm gonna put a teaspoon by Colourpop in my waterline, and then I'm going to do some liner and mascara, of course, because that needs to happen. And if you're wondering where my earrings are from, I got them at Forever 21. I think they were on clearance or something. I don't really remember, but I love them, and they're just like big giant hearts, and I think they're so cute. I'll link them down below if I can find them, but I definitely cannot promise anything. I figured I would just mention it because I know a lot of you do ask me where I get my earrings from. Alright, so this is the look all complete. For lips, I used Mother by Kat Von D. This thing is drying out. Let me know if you know a color dupe for this, because I want this color in my collection forever, and I really don't want to buy another one of these. So let me know if you know of a dupe for this. I would be very grateful. Just before we get into look number 2, if you just want to skip to the second look, you can skip to this timestamp, but I do have a couple of Octoly reviews that I just kind of want to get out of the way here. So the first one that I want to talk about is a product that I got from HelloFab. It's not from Hello Fab, it's actually from First Aid Beauty. I'm so sorry about that. And this is the Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. Now, I'm going to say the same thing about this primer as I say about basically every primer that I've ever tried, is that I don't really feel like this does anything. I don't think it's a bad primer, it's just that maybe I just don't pay close enough attention to what is happening on my face during the day before I take my makeup off. But I've used this like on half my face so many times now, and I've tried to, you know, notice any differences, but I don't really notice anything. So I would say it's a good like layer in between your skin and your foundation. It is also good for sensitive skin. So for that reason, I would say it does its job, I suppose. Other than that, I mean, I didn't really think that this did anything. It does smell good though. It doesn't smell like a lot, but it's got like a very fresh scent to it, and I really like that. And it's not like super silicone-y. It's got like it's almost like a white moisturizing base. It almost feels like some kind of a gel moisturizer if I had to like, you know, describe the texture of something else. So, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this other than I don't really feel like it does anything, but I also don't think it's a bad product. So that's basically all I got to say about that. So the other thing that got sent to me, this got sent to me from Pure, and this is their 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation. Now, I really wanted to try this because I had heard so many people raving about this foundation, and it also had like 100 shades, so I was super intrigued, and I was like, I'm sure I'll be able to find my right shade in this. Now, the problem with this foundation is that this is way too light for me. Like, I tried to put this on my face once and I look like a ghost. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to review this as a foundation, but I have worn this as a concealer a couple of times, and even for being a concealer, it's too light for me. I don't know what I was thinking with this shade. I got LN3. Don't ask me what I was thinking. For some reason, I thought that this would be my shade, but I guess since they have 100 shades, I'm a little bit higher up in the ranks, so I'm not going to be able to give you a good review on this, unfortunately. Maybe in the winter I will be this pale. I don't really know. I'll definitely try to like mix this with some of my summer foundations in the winter though to get a better idea of this formula, but it actually works quite well as a concealer, so I can definitely use this to conceal and highlight with. But, I mean, as a foundation, I really can't give you a review. I'm so sorry about that. But from what I've like tried it on my face, the formula seemed really nice. So I can imagine that is probably a good foundation. But like I said, I really can't give you a review because I cannot walk around with the shade on my face for a whole day to try it out. So I'm very sorry about that. So those were the reviews. I think we should just go ahead and get into look number 2. Okay, so for the second look, I want to focus more on the greens in this. I want to say palette, but it's not really a palette, you know, because it's singles. But first, I want to start off by taking the darkest of the green mattes in this palette. I just said palette again, which is called Patina, and I did use that in the first look as well, but we're going to be using this more prominently in the crease for this look. So I'm going to go ahead and take this on my Sigma E42 brush, and I'm just going to start by placing this kind of low down in my crease because I am going to take that lighter green in this palette as well to blend this out with. And I also want this to be kind of a winged out shape here, so I'm just going to work on really building up this color and making sure that the shape is the way that I want it to be. And then I think for the lid, I want to use the blue shimmer in this as well as possibly one of the green shimmers. So mostly I want this to be like a green blue look. I don't really know what I want to do on my lower lash line. I think I want to keep it to the same thing that I'm doing in my crease here, but I might pull something else in just for like the inner part of my lower lash line here. So I'm just putting this high enough up that I can still see this color when my eye is open. And I'm also going to go ahead and just take this down to my lower lash line here. Just going to put a little bit of this on the outer corner of my eye as well. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lighter green shade here, if I can get that out. This one is called Elphaba. I don't think I've used this because I don't remember saying that name out loud. So, and I also have like, you know, lines on the shadow. That means I haven't even really swatched this. So let's dip into this for the first time here. And I'm basically just going to put this all above like where I put down that dark green to sort of blend this out, but also just make sure that this look is lightening up a little bit and making it more bright. So even though I'm not really reviewing this palette, I will say that Devinah's mattes have never really been my favorite. I don't find them to be as pigmented as a lot of people say they are. It could just be me, but I just find them to be very dry and kick-uppy, but like the pigmentation doesn't make up for that, if that makes sense. Like I have nothing against shadows being very powdery as long as they are pigmented, but I just don't find these shadows to be as pigmented as I would have liked for them to be, considering all of the kick-up that they do have. And I also do get a little bit of fallout with these, and they take a very long time to build up. So like I said, not my favorite formula, but I can totally see why a lot of people do like these, because they are nice and buildable. It just takes a little bit of extra time to work with these compared to some other formulas that I really like. So I think I'm happy with how this is looking, and next up I want to go into this shadow right here, which is called... oh shit, I almost just dropped it again. I'm Just a Dandelion. That's a long name for an eyeshadow, but we're going to use that. I'm going to take that on my MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to spray that like I always do with my shimmers. I'm going to put that on the outer part of my eye here. And then I think I'll probably use some of the lighter green shades as well, just to like fade this in. So I'm just going to start by putting that on the outer part of my eye here to kind of use this as my deepening shade. But I'm also going to just make sure I blend it into everything that I have down here. I don't want any sharp lines or anything. I just want everything to blend together very seamlessly. And honestly, I could just put this shade all over my lid and be so happy about it, because this is stunning. Like I definitely think that the shimmers are better than the mattes from Devinah. Oh, and that is just so beautiful. Oof. So I pull this in a little bit too far on this eye, so I kind of have to do the same on the other eye. But it's fine. I think I'm gonna go in with one of the green shades here and just layer this slightly on top so that we can lighten up just like the middle part of my eye here. So I'm gonna use the shade right here, which is called Martini. Just gonna take that on the same brush and give that a spritz as well. And I'm just gonna pop that like in the middle of my lid here, like over that blue that I put down, and just make sure that I mix these two together. So my in-laws are actually coming to stay with us for about 2 weeks, probably the day that this video is going up. So if there's a little bit of lack of videos in the next like coming 2 weeks, that's why, because I just don't know how much time I'll be able to have to film and stuff. So, you know, I definitely want to enjoy my time with them as much as I can as well. So if there isn't like a video every day, that's probably why, but I do have some stuff pre-filmed and I should have time to edit, so just thought I would kind of throw that out there because I'm sure you guys want to know. So next up, just to finish off the lid part here, I'm gonna take this greeny white duochrome that I'm pretty sure I used in my first look too. This one is called Delirium, and I'm gonna pop that in my inner part of my lid, as well as do I want to put that in my lower lash line too, or maybe I want to go in with something else. Actually, I think before I do that, I'm going to go in with the other green that I have here, which was Chimerical. I think I used that in my first look too. So this is basically going to be an all green and blue look. So I'm going to first take a little bit of this, and I'm going to pop that on the inner part of my lower lash line before I go in with that lighter shade in my inner corner. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this right here. Ooh, I love that shade. Okay, let's try that again. I'm next going to go into this very light green duochrome shimmer. And I'm just going to put that where I don't have any shadow yet, so basically just on the inner part of my lid. And I'm also going to just gently wrap this around in my inner corner and meet that up with the darker green that I have down here. So I think this is where I want to leave it for the shadows, but I do want to do something a little bit extra fun here. So for my waterline, I'm going to use Ultraviolet by Urban Decay. This is a blue, and then I think I want to use my badgalbang blue mascara as well on my lower lash line. So I'm going to do that and put on some liner on my upper lashes, some mascara on my upper lashes, and then I'll be right back with a lipstick on and show you the final look, and I'll kind of talk to you a little bit more about this palette and sum up this video. Alright, so the look is all done. I really like how this turned out. I think this is super fun, especially with the extra pop of blue on the lower lashes here. I think that makes the look just pop a lot more, you know? So for lips, I actually ended up buying another one of these Wet n Wild Megalast Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick. I need to learn how to say that without reading it every time. I don't think that's ever going to happen though. This is in the shade Cedar Later? Like see you later? Like Cedar Later? That's kind of funny. So this is like a dark brown reddish kind of gloss. I really like this. I wish I used a lip liner with this because it was kind of hard to like line my lips with this gloss, but these glosses are so opaque, and I really like that they're very long lasting without being like super sticky. Like they stick to your lips really well, but they're not like a bad kind of sticky on your lips, so I really like this. So let's talk a little bit more about this bundle now. See, bundle is the word that I was looking for this entire video, and I kept saying palette, but what I was meaning to say was bundle. So my thoughts on this bundle is that I feel like what shines in this is the shimmers. For sure, the shimmers are the standouts. Those are like the most unique in this bundle. I really love the shimmers. The mattes are okay, not my favorites. I think they work well. I think if you're looking for something that's maybe a bit more muted down but still colorful, I think you're really going to love this, because I think that's kind of my gripe with some of these, is that they're not as bright as I would like for them to be, and if they're not bright, they're not as dark as I would like for them to be. So I don't find that I can really get like a very intense eye look with any of these unless I deepen it up with the shade right here, which, I mean, you can really only deepen up so many of these colors with this kind of burgundy purple shade, because it doesn't mix very well into greens. I mean, to be fair, I haven't really tried it, but I couldn't imagine like those two mixing very well together. So maybe they do, maybe I just need to try it. Actually, let's just watch these together. I don't know, for some reason I just have a feeling that these are going to get kind of muddy. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look the best, so I probably would not mix the two colors together. So I guess that's my thoughts on this, is that I feel like it's not as versatile as I first thought when I got this, and that there really are only so many colors that work well together without kind of creating a bit of a muddy mess if you're not careful. So I guess if you want to get this, just be prepared that maybe there's not that many different eye looks that you can do with this, but if you wanted this to go with like your other singles collection, I think this is a great bundle, because a lot of the tones in here are very unique, and I could easily say that a lot of these shades are something that I don't have already in my existing collection. So I'm not going to keep this bundle the way it is. I'm going to put them into all of my Z palettes or empty palettes and use them as like my singles collection. So that's what I'm going to do with this, and I feel like it'll be way more versatile that way. So that's why I like that these are magnetic and that you can take them apart and like do whatever you want with them, because I don't think I would have bought this as a palette if it was just a palette, if that makes sense. So those are my thoughts on this bundle. I mean, obviously, congratulations so much to Angelica for being able to create this bundle. Like, I can totally see her in this, and I definitely see where she was going with this, and I feel like it's very her. So for that reason, I mean, obviously I love this and I'm very proud of her, and I think this is great. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the looks. Let me know which one was your favorite. I think this one is my favorite. I don't know, I like both of them kind of equally, I think, this time. So that's gonna be it for today's video. If you want to see some other multiple look videos that I've done, I will pop a few up on the screen, and if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.